Oh man, what's good fellas? Welcome back to another video. Guys, in this video I'm gonna be talking to you about everything I did to make myself look and be more attractive as a man. I believe the popular term in the community now is look maxing. That term has been going crazy for the last year. I did work on my looks significantly, but I also worked on some other things that are a little bit more visceral and profound than looks, and I'm gonna take this video to talk about all those different things. So as I always do, fellas, I got my notes right here, a couple of key points that I wanna make sure that I really dive into, man. And so that being said, let's get into it. So in the last month, I made 2 dating app videos. I talked about Hinge. I showed you guys some of my results on Hinge and Tinder. And one of the most common comments I got was, "Oh my God, it's because he's 6'5", he's getting all these girls." Listen, guys. We all have strong suits. Yes, I'm 6'5". I'm tall. Okay, we all have strong suits. You might have better muscle insertion than me. You might have better muscle belly. You might be more handsome in the face, right? You might be more vascular than the next guy. You might have a full head of hair or thick eyebrows or whatever, right? You know, one thing I'm not gonna do in this video is like be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like all this look maxing shit is like just getting really weird. Like, guys are focusing too much on like having the perfect eyebrow tilt and all that bullshit. Like, bro, at the end of the day, women really don't care about looks like you think they do. You should be working on yourself for you. But I'm not gonna get on a tangent here, right? So we all have strong suits, guys, and every man can improve himself visually, right, physically. And so you need to work on your weaknesses the same way that I continuously work on myself, right? I'm constantly trying new hairstyles, figuring things out. And so let's get started with the video, man. First thing that I did to work on my looks and max myself up, max my looks, was simply get some muscle. Now, one thing I want to make very clear to you guys, I wasn't always 6'5". I wasn't always handsome. I wasn't always fit. I wasn't always charming. I wasn't always articulate, okay? In fact, I told you guys I had a bad speech impediment as a kid, all right? In fact, this is the kid that I was. I was the fat immigrant kid right here who always had a plate of food in front of him. Now, I had titties. I used to be insecure to go in the pool, okay? I couldn't formulate a sentence, right? My English was weird. And so as I grew into my preteen years, 12, 13, 14, I became the skinny kid because that's when I started playing basketball and I lost all that fat, and now I was just a big bobblehead looking like I was Kenyan or something. And so it took me a little while to get here. Now 14, I got into basketball. By 15, 16, 17, that's when I really started to like lift some weights, right? But I told you guys my background being basketball, we trained functional. So the way that I built muscle was different from like what the typical guy does. He goes in the gym and it's like chest press and all this stuff. I built an athletic build, a hybrid athlete build, so the muscle looks different on me, right? And so that's one of the first things that I did to work on my looks. Now, I wasn't working directly on my looks, I was playing sports, but it did make me more attractive as a young man. And so getting some muscle was the first thing that definitely changed me. Like, as I started to like be able to bench 225 and my chest got more developed and my arms got bigger and my back got cut up from taking so many jump shots, and my calves started to get veins in my calves from jumping and like sitting in defense, and my quads got built. The way that clothes started to fit me looked different. Even though facially, I gotta be honest, facially I never thought that I was a handsome guy. I'll just keep it a buck with you right here. I never thought I was a facially handsome kid. Just being honest, right? That was the first thing I did, building muscle. And I noticed that clothes started to hug me a little bit different. I started to feel myself a little bit more. I started getting some more attention from girls in high school. And that was basically the beginning phase of building my confidence, because I was a really insecure kid. I told you guys, I was fat, jumping from home to home, unstable, in the streets, stutter like a motherfucker. You feel me? Like, it was just a really weird time. And so building that muscle was the first, like, building some confidence for me, and I started to become more attractive as I started going into college. Now, the second thing I worked on, guys, was probably one of the most important things for me. The second thing was my teeth. Now, I never had a crazy bad smile, but I was super insecure about my teeth. So I used to have a stain on this tooth right here because as a kid I broke my whole tooth off, and when it grew back I had a stain, and I had a gap on the left side because I had an infected tooth that was growing over and I had to get it removed. So I had a gap, a stain, and my bottom row was just all crooked and my teeth were kind of yellow, bro. And so I used to smile and laugh like this, and you could tell when somebody's insecure. So anytime that you're not confident, people can tell, bro. So it wasn't really good for me, right? I didn't really feel attractive. I didn't really feel handsome. And so the first thing I did, I told you guys I lived in Colombia for 3 years up until this year, was I took the opportunity to fix my teeth. The process was about 11 months. We did a lot, actually. First I had braces. Then I had to get a screw. Over there they call it tornillo, right here on the left, because my jaw was kind of crooked as well. So we had to get a screw, put rubber bands around the braces, and like realign my jaw. I had to get gum contouring surgery as well because I told you I had the infected tooth and my gums were covering over my teeth. So I had to get gum contouring twice, which is a cosmetic surgery to make your teeth show and be aligned better. After that, I got the braces taken off, and I got teeth whitening, and I also got a bar put behind my bottom row teeth so that they don't go crooked anymore. The whole process took basically a year in Colombia. I spent probably $2,500 US, and one of the best investments I've ever made in myself, guys. Now I'm always smiling. Like, this used to be the side that I was insecure about. Now I can smile freely. I feel good about myself. People ask me, did I get veneers? Nah, baby, these are all mine. And so working on my teeth has increased my confidence so much. And everybody deserves to feel confident about themselves, fellas. So if you're not happy with your smile, bro, get it fixed, man. If it's expensive in your home country, you can go to Turkey to get it done. You can go to Mexico to get it done cheaper. You can go to Colombia to get it done cheaper. So many of these countries have such great professional services at a fraction of the cost in the West. So that was that. The third thing that I did, guys, to work on my looks. Now, I started thinning at the age of like 19. I remember I had a girlfriend and she was like, babe, are you going bald? I was like, damn, right? And so I got a hair transplant last year. I'll say right now my hair transplant, I'm happy with the results, but it's not as dense as I want it to be. It's at about 85%. And so I got about another 4 to 5 months before they say it's fully matured. A hair transplant can take about 12 to 18 months to like fully grow in and mature. But so far, I'm super happy with the results. I was balding, as you can see from the photos, and that really did hit my confidence because I'm young and I like having hair. And for a few years, I just had to keep the same hairstyle, a low cut, right? Now, if you go to the Hinge video on this channel, you see I'm currently experimenting with different styles. I'll have it high 1 month, I'll cut it low. The next month, I'm still experimenting because I haven't had hair in a long time, at least not to that length. I haven't been able to grow hair. And so getting a hair transplant definitely enhanced my looks. Psychologically, it's helped me feel more confident, right? Because I mean, who wants to go bald at 19, at 20, right? I mean, who even wants to go bald at 30? You know what I mean? And so I went to Turkey last year, and the hair transplant cost me $2,900, 2,900 euros, so probably like 3K. I got that done. Great investment in myself as well. And so right there, the hair transplant is just, that really enhances my looks as well. It makes me more handsome. And so that was the third thing that I did. The next thing that I did, guys, was my beard. Now, I used to have my beard super long and just looking crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. My beard used to be long, one hair longer than the other. And what it did was it made my face look fatter. Even if I was lean, even if I had a six-pack, it made my face look puffier. So I would say, like, within the last year, I've been experimenting with my beard lengths. And I like to keep it like this, just a little bit higher than a shadow. I like to keep it high, wide, right? And I've been experimenting with this, with a fade typically, and I find that this hairstyle, I've gotten a lot of compliments about it. A lot of ladies, you know, first of all, I don't do it for ladies, I do it for myself. I like how I look. Let's get that clear. But I'm just saying, a lot of ladies have told me, you know, like it's handsome, it's nice. But that's what I've been experimenting with. And then something else that I also introduced was using beard butters. I used to just have my beard just dry as hell, like dry as hell, brittle, hairs falling apart. But now I use beard butter, and I'm not gonna really shout out the beard company I use. If you watch my nighttime routine video, you've seen it, but I'm not gonna give them too much exposure until they pay me. You feel me? I'm trying to get a partnership with them. You know what I mean? But yeah, using beard butters, guys, I don't have any affinity to one particular brand. If it has clean ingredients, if it smells good, I typically use that brand. And I've been using that. It keeps my beard nice and glossy, a nice sheen. It keeps it healthy. And that definitely has made me attractive, especially when I step out. I have a nice fit on. That's something that has definitely enhanced my overall attractiveness. Next thing, guys, skincare. Now, I'm somebody who, I've never really had bad skin per se, but I just never took my skincare serious. I never had a skincare routine. The past few months, I have been experimenting with skincare products. If you guys saw, and again, this is not sponsored, but I have been using Tiege Hanley for the last 2 months. It's not sponsored. I just been cycling, trying different products. I did the experiment, and the Tiege Hanley has been solid so far. But if I find something better, you best believe I'm going over there. I have no affinity to them. I have no business with them. I've just been using it because it's been a decent product so far. Before them, I was using all types of different generic products that they had in Colombia. I started taking my skincare more seriously. I started moisturizing. I started daily scrubbing. I started putting a night PM cream to keep my face hydrated. And I found that it has made my skin look more vibrant. I'm somebody who works long hours. I'm always doing something. So oftentimes I could look a little bit tired, you feel me? I be putting in work, and just taking care of my skin has made me have a more vibrant look. The next thing, fellas, is style. I did not used to have a good style. I really started getting into style and fashion, I would say probably towards like my senior year of high school, and like figuring out what worked out for me, because again, I am tall, I do have broad shoulders, I have a very slim waist, but I have thick legs. So finding, finding certain pants to fit me, especially pants at my length and like shirts, has been super tough. The same way finding shoes at like size 14 or 13 has been tough for me. So really experimenting with my style has definitely made me more attractive. I love fashion. I love to express myself through style and like different looks and fits, and that's definitely made me more attractive. I think a man should invest time in his sense of fashion. I think it's important. How you present yourself to the world is everything. And when people interact with you, on a first time basis, they're looking at how well kept you are. They're looking at your posture. They're looking at how you're dressed. Are you clean? Your fingernails, things like that. Your teeth, are they yellow? Do you have plaque in your teeth? All types of stuff like that, right? What are you wearing? And so I like to present myself, nicely. I believe that you need to walk in alignment with the best version of yourself. And I always saw the best version of myself as a man that was well dressed, as a man that was articulate, as I've said before. And so when I look at myself today in the mirror compared to where I was at 5-6 years ago, it's like a night and day difference. And that's because I've done all these things. I've worked on my teeth. I've worked on, my skin, my style. I work on my body, my physique. I keep my beard nice and clean, right? And so all these things, guys, it may not seem like a big deal when you're doing it, but as the weeks, months, years go by, bro, you're gonna become unrecognizable, bro. Seriously. So I seriously recommend that you guys invest in all of these different things that I'm talking about, because from that skinny little bobblehead kid that I was at 14, 15 to who I am now is night and day difference. Now next, guys, I want to talk to you about some things that I did that are a little bit deeper than the surface level that have made me a more attractive, radiant man. The first thing I did was I started working on my speech, how I articulate myself. I got speech therapy, and I really worked through some of the blockages in my mind of why I was stammering and wasn't able to articulate myself well. Now, everybody stutters, everybody stammers. Sometimes I still stammer or like fumble on some words. The only difference now is I don't care, right? I know I can articulate myself well. I know I can conduct myself well in a meeting. I do calls with you guys. I lead calls, and so I'm a lot more confident psychologically. And I think when you're confident I know when you're confident psychologically, it radiates. It radiates. You have a different aura. People feel it on you. You can do all the looks maxing that you want, but internally, if you're not confident internally, if you're weak, if you're timid, if you're passive, that's gonna show off. It's the same thing like when you see a big buff 6'5" dude but inside he's a little shrimp. You can tell. And so I think it's not just important to work on the things outside, looks maxing, but also internally. So getting in speech therapy, I had 3 sessions a week working on formulating sentences, speaking better, and also accent and pitch and tonality, all that stuff, because again, I used to have a different accent, right? My accent is constantly changing as I'm living in different locations. I used to live in New York, and then I've lived all over the world now, so my accent, it just picks up different things. I can't really explain it. Those of you who speak multiple languages or who has lived in different countries, I think you understand exactly what I'm saying. So the speech therapy definitely helped him become more radiant, more attractive as a man, more confident, because as I gained the confidence to speak more, how I spoke to women became a lot different, right? How I interacted with women, how I controlled my tonality like this, how I started speaking more calmly, more poised, right? I started getting, anyway, that's for the exclusive community. I can't give you too much sauce. I can't give you too much sauce about how to seduce. Yeah, hey! But I'm telling you, as I learned how to speak properly, man, I'm talking about, I know how to massage somebody's brain. Anyway, moving on. My mentality and travel. So as I travel, guys, I've lived all over the world by myself. I've traveled by myself and stayed in countries for years. What this has done is it has taught me self-reliance, it has taught me resilience, it has taught me tenacity, it has made me more outgoing. I used to be introverted because I couldn't speak and I was, chubby and had all these insecurities. But traveling and being in different locations by myself made me come out of my shell. And as I came out of my shell, I was able to approach people, shake a man's hand, look him in the eye, and conduct myself like a gentleman, speak to somebody, be confident. And I think if you have the opportunity to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, do it. You don't have to throw yourself in a different corner of the world like I did, but living abroad for years, it really helped me become a people person, understand human behavior, psychology. This is where I really started learning about women. I started learning about my nature as a man, all these different things, guys. Traveling really helped me become more attractive. It helped me become more radiant. It helped me become more social, right? And having social skills is so important, guys, for everything, for business, for work, for interpersonal relationships with women, friends. I mean, everything, you name it, guys. You need social skills. Humans were social beings. And so living abroad, definitely coupled with the looks maxing, made me a whole completely different man. When I walk in the room, I'm a completely different man, because not only can I speak and articulate my mouth, j'ai parlé beaucoup de langues, j'ai parlé français aussi. Hanyu, parle pismon, parle coyol. Eu hablo espanhol também para gente que não supiera. You feel me? So it's like, it really changes you, right? You see, parlo un po' di italiano. You feel me? Like, I can't explain it, but just traveling and being all over, it really changed me and made me more vibrant and more attractive. And people notice that. When you walk in a room, you don't have to say anything. I believe that the most confident men, they could walk in a room, not say anything. They could sit in a corner and people could still feel you. People could still feel you. This morning, like I said, I was in the gym. I wasn't bothering anybody. I was doing my thing. I had my headphones in, not bothering anybody. Hat low, not bothering nobody. Shorty still walked up to me. She was like, "What do you do?" I told her, I do a lot. What are you talking about? Like, why are you walking up to me for? I'm here to get my workout and you over here, you know what I mean? Like, they could feel that. So I'm telling you guys, it don't have to be travel, but put yourself out there in the streets and walk up to somebody, talk to people, engage. You're gonna change from the inside out. Last but not least, guys, is business. I've grown businesses. I won't say fail. I've had many setbacks, many failed ventures, right? Which were really lessons that taught me about perseverance, tenacity, just being resilient, man, and just having stress tolerance. Business has taught me so much about myself. It's really testing me, bro. I've had some low nights, man, for real. I've had some low nights sitting on the floor. In fact, when I wrote my first 2 books, High Vibing Soul Food and High Vibing Desserts, I was living in Vegas and I was sitting on the floor in my apartment with my ex-girlfriend, and we ain't had no furniture. And I had to figure it out. I wrote my first 2 books and then boom, sold over 1,000 units. I was just hustling, right? And so just businessman really helped me become more confident. Just knowing that I can create something from my own hands and serve people and like receive thousands and tens of thousands of dollars for that. And it's just, there's nothing like it, bro. There's nothing like climbing up that ladder and just grinding and producing as a man. And then also knowing that your work is helping people, right? It's so fulfilling, bro. Like even with this brand new channel, knowing that my work is helping you dudes, man, it can make a grown man cry. You feel me? It's just super fulfilling. So guys, that's everything on the notes, man. That's everything that I did to make myself a more attractive, radiant man. Still working on myself every day. Still working on different hairstyles. Still educating myself on psychology, global issues, learning new languages, working on my Chinese, and just really learning different people, how to interact with people, becoming just an all-around better human being, man. And as you become a better human being, you're gonna become more attractive. Trust me. So that's the video, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.